Hey, Big Blue Rat, how you doing? Yeah, appreciate it. Oh yeah, I believe it. Pretty good. I wasn't supposed to start this till 10, but I came on a little early. Yeah, thanks, Kmart Radio. Appreciate it. Oh, that's good. Hey Terry, how you doing? Appreciate it. Oh well, thank you. Oh, that's good. I'm glad people liked them. Pretty good, Jerry. Hey, Dwarf, how you doing? How's it going? Yeah, I know a couple guys that died quite a while ago on YouTube, and people are still watching their videos. Yeah, YouTube's got a lot of good uh, attributes. Yeah, I never watched The Angry Grandpa. Yeah, Michigan's a neat place. Lots to do, Upper and Lower Peninsula. Hey, Julianne, how are you? How's it going? Yeah, I edit them sometime, but not very much. I try and leave the shots as they are. I try and stay away from editing if I can. Usually the only editing I do is to mute sound or add music. Got a little rain here today. I wasn't supposed to start this till 10, but I came on early. Julianne, do you have a hard time finding the channel? All right, Julianne, good job. Good for you. Julianne, did you were you just coming over to check out the chat board, or did you have your own issues with depression? Or you don't have to answer that either. Oh, okay. Has that basically plagued you your whole life? Oh, okay. And it's been a problem since then. Oh, okay. Was the breakdown a result of the thing that was horrible that happened to you? Oh, okay. So would you say you have improved since then? Or is it just kind of hang around? What kind of drugs did you mess around with? Oh, wow. Now, Julian, where are you from? What area are you from? Oh, congratulations. Where are you from, Julianne? Oh, Southern Ontario. Okay. Probably Windsor. I spent a lot of time in Windsor, I'll tell you that. Maybe we crossed paths. Remember the Bellevue? Oh, okay. That's okay, Kmart Radio. So Julianne, what got you to get off drugs? Did you just hit rock bottom, or did somebody approach you, or you did it on yourself, or how'd that happen? Oh, okay. Now, were you working then, Julianne, when you had that problem? Yeah, probably right. Yep. Oh, okay. Oh, no kidding. Wow. Hey, Cinderella, how are you? Now, Julianne, I didn't realize you could overdose from crack cocaine. I thought that those were such short duration highs that it didn't work that way. Oh, okay, other stuff. Okay. I see they're using that Narcan quite a few places now. I've watched some videos. Well, that stuff works immediately. They spray it in their nostrils and bam, they're out of it. Oh, wow. Now, did somebody did you mean by overdosing on drugs, Julianne? Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Yeah, it was supposed to be 10, and I was dinking around here on YouTube, and I thought, well, you know what? I'll just go on there early, and if somebody shows up, great. If they don't, I'll just dink around. Julianne, was that someone that intervened? Good. You having a good day, Michelle? That's good. Hey, Tommy, how are you? Yeah, I was supposed to start at 10, but I was kind of dinking around and got my stuff done early, and I thought maybe I'll go on early. I mean, you're not missing anything because everybody thought it came on at 10. So, I leave it on and come on early. It's not like you're missing any great content. Hey, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, it's unless somebody's been there before. Cinderella, you've mentioned that you've had some difficulties with depression. Did you ever hit lows like Julianne and I have? Yeah, no, Michelle, you're fine. You didn't miss anything. I mean, like I wrote in the description earlier when I had that video up on the other channel. Uh, I think it's good to discuss it, not because there's any magic bullet out there, and just because I've done what I've been through, and because Julianne's dealt with it, Cinderella, and everybody else. I mean, I wouldn't ever say that I'm out of the woods. Uh, I wouldn't. I don't know how you guys feel, but yeah, I mean, I hate to say that. You'd like to have it like a bank account, and you've had these close calls and these struggles, and you've finally scaled the mountain. But I mean, in all honesty, I don't really feel that way. I, I take it day to day. I really do. Yeah, Cinderella, how long were you there? I'm a loner too, Julianne, same way. People ask me why I do those videos. It's because I don't think I was any different than the people that I interviewed, minus selling myself, which nobody would pay for, and not being a drug addict. No kidding, Jeff, huh? Wow. Yeah, I mean, Michelle, I mean, if you read different uh, published papers on depression, it's like the shotgun approach. I've never read anything where I thought exactly that's me. And no matter what, and it sounds crazy, it's up to me what I'm going to do with my life, whether live it a long time, end it early, whatever. And actually, I've always thought that it was kind of insulting. Now, if you have kids, that's one thing. But I always thought it was kind of insulting when it would be mentioned to me how selfish it would be of me to do something like that because of all the people that loved me. I mean, that's all great and all that stuff. But what, I'm putting myself number one, not based on how other people are going to feel with a huge problem that I have. And I think that's what brings at least me to the brink of going nuts. And that is that there's not much between keeping it to yourself and being in a psychiatric hospital. There really isn't. And it sounds terrible, but the worst thing I can hear if I'm really down, that's why I kind of get lost, is well, if you need somebody to talk to. It's not, that's not part of it. It's not, I don't want a hug or a conversation. I just want to be alone sometimes. Yeah, Tommy, I drove an ambulance for 2 years, and two of my buddies got killed in 6 months. That cured me of motorcycles. If I got killed on one, that'd be one thing, but I don't want to be a quadriplegic. No, Cinderella, you're right. It's not normal to want to end your life. Yeah, yeah. Julianne knows how it is. It's like, uh, it's it's just a bitch, man. It's not like a broken leg or you're overcoming cancer. Not that those aren't bad things. It's just something that, at least in my case, it's always degrees of hanging around kind of way. I've always been kind of a angry person, aggressive. I think it was just because of my negative attitude, like a half empty guy. Like I've said all along, if I could have changed it, I would have. I mean, who in the hell wants to be around like that? Yeah, it's almost as ignorant when someone says to you, snap out of it. Yeah, I still think, Julianne, it's in the infancy stages. Yeah, it's true, Cinderella. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. Jeff, were you eventually diagnosed, or did you just snap out of it yourself, or what happened there? Yeah, I mean, I guess you could argue too that it is selfish, and that's why you don't care about what other people think. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I think suicide to someone that's chronically depressed is a relief. I mean, it sounds crazy, and it is. It's the end of everything. But you can imagine the torment and struggle people have when they eventually end up doing something like that. Yeah, I know, lighten up. It's just so ignorant. You know, people have good intentions. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Julianne. I know. Why don't you just go get a massage? No, okay. You know, but a lot of, if you ever read the DSM, you guys ever, are you aware of that? It's that basically the Bible of psychological jargon that insurance companies can use to decide the course of treatment and what should be charged, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's some glaring errors in that. I mean, you have to label a behavior something or nobody knows what you're talking about. But some of them are very broad. Like if someone says, I'm depressed, I mean, that could be like a billion different forms of depression. It's not like you're depressed because you broke your favorite piece of dining room crystal. It's much different than that. I mean, I've been depressed. I didn't know why. I just was. Now it did cost me a lot of different. Uh, it did cost me difficulties. I moved a bunch of times, dropped out of college a couple times. Took me forever to get my pilot's license, and I look back now and I think those were just bouts of depression. Yeah, I agree with that, Michelle. I think the same thing. Yeah, I'm not 100% in agreement with it. Not killing yourself is staying strong. I mean, I think staying strong is for Hollywood movies and directors because if you really know what severe depression's like, I mean, staying strong is like 10 degrees away from considering killing yourself. Nobody that's severely depressed and suicidal is holding the palms of justice, trying to get them to weigh in favor of being strong. That's like a 1960s movie of, the old Gipper throwing the last touchdown. It's not that simple. Oh, yeah, you tell me about it, Julian. You know it. And it doesn't matter if you have a good relationship or you're married or have a boyfriend or girlfriend or have money or any of that. I mean, look at these celebrities that have more money than they could ever expend, knocking themselves off. Hey, Siska, how you doing? Glad you found it. Now, Siska's had some problems with depression as well. We're going to find a lot by going on here and talking that, of course, who doesn't know that there's a lot of depression out there, but it's kind of nice to talk to people firsthand. It probably could have, Tommy. I think that's possible. Yeah, Michelle, you certainly got a disproportionate amount of that. Yeah, my mom was a kook like that too, Cinderella. I was an Rh negative baby. I had a sister that it doesn't affect, two stillborns, a brother and a sister, and then me, who had a complete transfusion. She used to bring that up all the time. She wished that they hadn't come up with that uh, medical procedure, and maybe I would have died too. As crazy as it sounds, I don't attribute any of that talk to my depression. I wrote my parents off at a very young age, and it didn't really affect me what they said. I wouldn't consider it abuse because I never paid any attention to it. I let it go right in one ear and out the other. Now, maybe that wrecked something else in my mind, but that didn't bother me at all. Your dog's, Julianne, or mine? Yeah, they diagnosed with me that with one time too, but you know, I was eventually re-diagnosed, and I thought the first diagnosis was wrong, because if you look at mania, I mean, I wish I'd had some damn mania, but I never did. And if you look at that stupid DSMN, they say you can only have one bout of mania and be depressed the other 99.9% of the time in your life, and you're bipolar. That just seems like such bullshit. You can only be like manic for one time, and that makes you bipolar. It's just stupid. That book is littered with stupid stuff like that. Yeah, that's that voices in your head psychosis. That's one that nobody ever seems to get over. Yeah, Tommy, I think anxiety, you got a lot better tools to attack that than chronic depression. Yeah, that's how it goes, Michelle. Oh, so you have some of those mania days, huh, Siska? What do you do? Go out and 3-day shopping spree, stuff like that? Oh, okay, Julia. I don't think it's nonsense. I just find it hard to believe that a person can be diagnosed with bipolar when only having one day of mania in their whole 58-year life. Oh, you take Xanax, huh, Cinderella? That's what they gave that monkey when it tore that lady's face off. You know, there's pretty good published studies on addiction and benzodiazepines. I mean, I took lorazepam, clonazepam, some of that stuff. I never had a problem with getting addicted to it. The problem I find with those kind of drugs is that there's a long half-life to them, and it wrecks your REM sleep. You wake up feeling groggy. It's not because you weren't in bed 9 hours with your eyes closed, but it affects that deep sleep. Oh, no kidding. 30 years. Wow. Yeah, it's a pretty small dose. Now, do you notice if you don't take it, Cinderella? That is true. Some depression pills do. One of the arguments is that it makes you feel better in the sense that you have the energy to kill yourself. And some of them are a stimulant, like Wellbutrin is an example, which they use for weight loss and to have people quit smoking. You don't want that if you're severely depressed. It'll supercharge your negative thoughts. That's because of insurance companies, Michelle. Yeah, Jeff, I think there's probably something out there, a different dose. You know, there's a lot of new medication out there if you Google it. It's just you have to have a doctor willing to jump through the hoops that will sign off that the other older antidepressants didn't work for you. Yeah, Julianne, there's so many of them out there now. There's so many better ones. Oh, okay, Cinderella. Yeah. Oh, OCD bipolar. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I have a little bit of that OCD. Yeah, I mean, anxiety can be a hell of a motivator, but it tires you out. I think anxiety just wears you out. You don't even need to do anything and you're tired. Yeah, I believe that, Nicole. I would agree with that. Yeah. Oh, wow. Huh. Now, Cinderella, have you tried the therapy route in the past? Oh, that's good, Jeff. Good. Oh, how'd that work for you, biofeedback? Yeah, I believe that came out reading. Oh, nothing, huh? Huh. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just basically good days and bad days, which seems to simplify it all. But what I do know is that it sucks with a capital S. Oh, wow, Cinderella, no kidding, huh? Well, Cinderella, I think you mentioned you're married, right? So is that just like, is your husband super understanding, or just like a one in a million, or both? Oh, you're doing fine, Siska. It's all right. It's not your native language. Oh, okay, Cinderella. I found it impossible to have relationships. I don't really want one that bad anyway. If you met the woman that I left, you'd think I was crazy, which of course you'd be right. Yeah, I mean, I sure don't. That's for sure. Yeah, that's how I am, Julianne. I mean, when I have women say, "Let's get together and do something," come on over, it just sends a chill up my spine. Oh, that's cool, Cinderella. Huh. I wish Sherry from Ann Arbor would get on here. She made a comment on the old chat board earlier, and she was talking about some struggles she has with depression. Well, 14 years, good for you. Oh, okay, Tommy. Well, you're lucky. That Bubba Floodpucker, or whatever his name is, he said he struggled with depression as well. I hope he shows up tonight. Superwoman, she'll come on. Oh, God. Hang on one sec. I don't think there are any long-term effects for antidepressants. It isn't like you're taking cancer medication. Oh, good for you, Nicole. Hey, Diane, how you doing? Hey, Steve, how's it going? Yeah, good for you, Nicole. Yeah, it's true, Cinderella. Yep. Hey, Bob, I was hoping you'd make it tonight. It's great. Yeah, great. Be glad to have you. Come back when you can. Hang in there. Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, that's good, Nicole. That's a big move. Oh, good, Michelle. Ah, Siska, you're doing fine. We know what you're getting at. It's pretty good, Siska, that you can come and get in a conversation in English and converse the way you do. Yeah, take somebody with you, Cinderella. You shouldn't have to go through that. It doesn't make sense that you should take that litmus test just to get a refill. It's 10:11 p.m. where I'm at. Yeah, it sucks, Cinderella. How far is it? Yeah, you're on the same time as I am, Julia. Oh, 15 miles? Okay, well, hopefully it's like an off peak period. Hey, Cinderella, couldn't you take a Uber? Take a Uber over there? Yeah, it was nice here today, Julian. Got some rain later, but it was a nice day. Oh, okay. Now, where is that at? What town are you in, Julian? Oh, Niagara Falls. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's people jumping over the Niagara Falls all the time. They try and downplay it because they don't want it to be known as some suicide capital. Cisco, what time is it where you're at? Is it 6 o'clock? It's 10:11 p.m. here, 2 hours before midnight. Yeah, Canada's nice. Hey, you're welcome, Nicole. Hang in there. You're doing well. Yeah, Trudeau. Isn't that the truth? Hey, Queen, how you doing? We started a new channel. Sherry, we started a new channel. Do you know that? The chat's going on right now there. I was hoping you'd find it. You hear me, Sherry? Sherry, do you hear me? Yeah, started a new channel. Hey, Queen, how you doing? Yeah. It's called the Depression Channel. The Depression Channel. See, they're chatting on that right now. You got to use the whole 3 words, the Depression Channel. Go log in on there. See them chatting now? Yep. Type that in there, and you'll see a live chat going on. I answered your question earlier. Hey, Superwoman, how you doing? Queenie, do you have it? Did you get that new name? Oh, Queen, there you go. Oh, good. Hey, Julianne. No, we just started a few days ago. You got it, Sherry? Hey, Grumpy Aussie, how you doing? It's going. Yeah. Oh, no kidding, Sherry. Oh my God. Oh, sorry about that. Sherry, log on this other channel. Check it out. See if you like it. I think you'll like it. We were, talking about depression, experiences, what we do about it. Oh, shit. There's Queen Elise. She's on there now. Come on, Sherry, type it in. The Depression Channel. There you go. Okay, good job there. Yeah, I thought that was a good chat we had the other night. Yeah, it was great. Had a lot in common. Yeah, I was hoping she'd log on. Oh, big time, Jetson. Yeah, it sure was. It's a long story. I've been that way my whole life. Did you log on to the new channel yet, Jetson? I do think it helps with depression and anxiety. I do. Yeah. Look at living life, loving life. Wow, we need somebody like you here. No, it doesn't have anything to do with it, Jetson. Not at all. No. I like being alone. I say I like being alone. I think I like being alone, but maybe I don't. Yeah, I think so too. Hey, Shaniqua, you over there you gotta log on to the new chat board. We're all on there now, Shaniqua. That's where everybody's at. We're gonna talk about depression instead of anything else. No, tell me about it, Jetson. You got that right. Jetson, log on to that new channel. Have you been on there yet? Yeah, I do that all the time, Shaniqua. I do it too. Sometimes you got to clear your cache or it'll keep bringing up the old website no matter what you do. Five cats, wow. Oh, that's okay, Shaniqua. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, Jetson. Jetson, do you know how to get on the other channel? Yep, Shaniqua, that's the one. Yep, you got it. You nailed it. What is that, Queen Elise? What is that exactly? Oh, okay, good. Good for you. Hey, Jetson, there you go. Good job there. Yeah, that's how I am, Julianne. Better believe it. You hit the old trifecta, Queen Elise. Yeah, but Queen Elise, bipolar, there's a depression half of that. Bipolar is depression and mania, and then there's anxiety. Yeah, it probably does. Queen Elise, where do you live? What state do you live in? Oh, okay. Hopefully you have a better system out there than we do here in Michigan. If you're not depressed, you'll be depressed after you call them. Sorry about you spilling that soup, Sherry. Was it clam chowder? Manhattan and or New England style? Oh, Muskegon. Okay. Yeah, Sherry, there's something out there to help. There's a lot of new medications out there. What's that, Superwoman? Which part? I didn't know you were talking to me back then. Beef vegetable. Wow. See, I'm learning about you. What kind of soup you like? How about tell us about your situation? When my depression started? Are you asking me that, Superwoman? I wasn't sure who you were talking to. Oh, wow, Sherry. Sorry about that. It sucks. Were you able to save the crackers? Yeah, Superwoman, I think I've been depressed since I was born, to tell you the truth. I had a couple of crazy parents, abusive teachers, kind of survived that. And I think then I was along for the train ride after that. I think I've been depressed my whole life. I had a psychiatrist tell me about 30 years ago that as you age, depression got worse. And I thought, man, I I hope not, because that's not good news for me. I couldn't believe it got any worse than when I had it back then. But it has. I was thinking about that today driving. I was thinking of Superwoman. If I had to put a number on it, I would say that I think it's been a downhill spiral about 1.5% every year that I've lived. So then I got, high school, I didn't know what it was. College, I didn't know what it was. Then you start having problems. And hell, I didn't even know that's what it was for the last 13 years of my life that it wrecked. I thought I had some kind of illness that nobody could diagnose. And as you can tell, a couple years ago was rock bottom. Yeah, Shanika, I hate to tell you that, and I hope it's good news in the sense that you can work for a plan B where I didn't know a plan B existed. That's the same thing I told. I told the psychiatrist that. I said, I hope this isn't true. But that was there are ways around it. Shaniqua, how old are you? Yeah, I mean, it happens, Cisco. It sucks. I mean, everybody out there that knows life's not fair. What keeps me motivated, Jensen? Yeah, I thought the same thing. No, there are ways around it. I mean, I think I've made big improvements in the last 2 years. I mean, I'm not ready to go on TED and talk about how wonderful life is, but I would say that I've improved, which I didn't think was possible. That's the exact same thing I thought, Shaniqua. I'm doomed. You're really not. And having conversations like this and maybe skipping a few steps that take 10 years to experience will get you on the fast track towards feeling better. Yeah, I know, Michelle, it sucks. It doesn't have to be true, but it was true for me. Yeah, it's a bitch, man. It really is. Another thing. Now, this sounds really crazy. You're depressed. You suffer from this. It puts a monkey wrench in your life. It affects relationships. Blah blah blah. I mean, there's been times in my life where I've told some of my biggest clients to go to hell. Shitting you, man. I mean, I can tell you some real downers on depression swings I've had. But the thing that gets me too is I'll think, God, you're depressed. It's like, yeah, I am depressed, but I think to myself, well, I could have 4th-stage pancreatic cancer, or I could have lung cancer. But you know what? I don't have lung cancer. I don't have 4th-stage pancreatic cancer. I'm just depressed. I get tired of these comparisons made with fictitious bullshit that isn't even happening to me. I mean, I want the straight scoop about this depression. I want some goddamn results. I want to be able to chalk off, just like when you're a kid and you get measured up against the garage door to see how much you've grown in the last couple of years. That's the kind of stuff that I don't want. I don't want this hokey bullshit and someone convincing me that I'm feeling better when I'm not. That's the hard part. I mean, it's not like working out at a gym and riding the treadmill twice as long as everybody else is losing weight and winning the contest because you lost 20 pounds and everybody else lost 10. Depression is a bitch. It's just a monkey wrench in everything. It doesn't just affect one thing. It affects everything. And then after you've experienced for it so long, it just the future just looks so grim. Hey, there's been times, Sherry, I wish the hell I did have pancreatic cancer. I mean, when I was at my worst, I wish I would have had a terminal disease. It's like you could just let go then. Just lay in a damn bed and get morphine and watch TV until you didn't wake up one day. I'm sorry about that, Sherry. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, you know what I mean, Sherry? Just kind of get up, go through the motion. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't ever dole out any advice to anybody. I just tell them some things that seem to help me. But it seems the incremental improvements of depression are just like baby steps all the time. It's never one big giant step. I think the same thing, Cinderella. I've said that a million times. You see these young couples and they have kids, and the wife or the husband, uh, you know, I've always thought I'd trade places with them. I'd like to just donate my organs before they're not worth a shit. Yeah, Shaniqua, it's a bitch. You know that, man. Depression is like 10 times worse than the biggest asshole you've ever met in your life. Yeah, honestly, yeah, Shaniqua, I think there's a lot of hope for you. I don't think it's false hope bullshit either. You know, you can always call me, or you can call Sherry, or there's a bunch of people on here you can keep in contact with. You know, my guess is that maybe you haven't had anybody to share this with. And it's nice to talk to somebody in the same boat. Jetson, I mean, that's cool and everything that you think that way, but I don't think that works with severe depression. I mean, it's not, it's much more involved and complicated than painting on a smiley face. Yeah, Superwoman, I would say that was rock bottom. You know, as crazy as it sounds, it doesn't bother me that much. I don't give a shit. As I've said before, if I was 21 and looking forward to a career, it probably would have been the end of the world. But I don't really care. If I could have helped it, I would have. I would have avoided it, but I couldn't. And you know, Julianne, here's another thing too. What are good things? What are good things? Is it a 10,000 square foot house? Is it a boyfriend hung like a horse? A guy that you fell in love with that's a brain surgeon, winning the Powerball? I mean, what are good things? That's the real issue. What's a good thing? Yeah, chemically depressed. That's what I think it is, Sherry. I think it's all chemicals. I do. At least in my case. I remember talking to a psychiatrist one time, and you know, I was talking about suicide and depressed, and you know, I didn't like living and all that shit. And that dumb son of a bitch brought up about all the people that cared for me and that the loss it would be. You know, I felt like choking him out right then and there in his own office. That is about the last thing I wanted to hear. Shitting you. And that goddamn U of M, Sherry, they about finished me off. That's right, Sherry. Yeah, I'm not kidding you, Jess. I'm serious. All right, Tommy, take care. Yeah, U of M. I don't like it either. They were really. I thought I would consider it malpractice. I really would. Yeah, Barb. I know the feeling, Barb. I sure do. I mean, I think I could maybe help somebody with regard to, you know, I found this in life. This is one thing that I found, and that is, to me, it seems easier for me and I'm more motivated to help other people than I am myself. It's weird. Take care. Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, I draw the line pretty early. It's not like I'm going to be an indentured servant to some person that, never is going to get their life in order. It's one thing having a dip in the road. It's another thing having a whole life that's a disaster. I mean, I'm not going to help someone through eternity, but it's the most fucked up, stupid shit I could ever imagine. I guess I think people are easier to save than myself. I mean, at least you may not agree with it, but it's logical. Yeah, I mean, when you're 25, you're naive. You look ahead and you think that it just can't be, going on long term, that things have got to get better. But when you get older, well, you're looking backwards now and you're looking to a limited future. Yeah, it could be, sure. I mean, honestly, I never gave a shit. I said earlier, if you met my wife that I left, you think I was crazy, which is true. I had great girlfriends. I just got tired of them. But I thought it was getting tired of them, but it was really just, I didn't give a shit. I was indifferent about it. So maybe I'm kind of like you are. I think my best relationships are the ones that are at a distance. Yeah, I think Sherry has a good heart. Yep, that's true. Yeah, his life's probably going great, Cinderella. That's why he said that. It just seems like, maybe we're just assuming that life should be happier than it really is. And if we came to grips with what it's really like, none of us would be depressed. Do you think it could be unrealistic expectations? Yeah, Jetson, yeah. Well, I'm there, Jetson. I hope that doesn't happen to you. Yeah, Sherry's got a good heart. Sherry is still depressed. We're going to get you out of this no matter what with compliments. I don't want you guys to tell anybody, but I'm eating Skinny Girl popcorn tonight. Yeah, I mean, but Sherry, once again, Sherry, what's a good therapist? You know what I mean? I mean, you have to define one first. Yeah. I think I'm getting depressed because a real man wouldn't be eating Skinny Girl popcorn. No wonder I'm crazy. I can hear the train in the background. What timing? The same time the popcorn's going off. Oh, okay. Now this takes about 20 more seconds. Yeah, living life, you're probably right on that. That's true, Sherry. Skinny Girl popcorn, lime flavored, lime and salt. Yeah, I've tried every medication. And the one that I had, the two that I take now are really help me sleep. And I don't think I think I could use something better with the depression, but I'm happy with where I'm at. I've tried all dosages, all sorts of shit. If I wouldn't have got locked up in the nut house, I'd have probably been gone by now because at least it allowed me to sleep where I couldn't sleep at all before. I tried every medication. Yeah, it's got butter on it, but not much. It's not like the 1,000 calorie a bag butter. Yeah, sure. Look at it. Get it at the store. Sea salt and lime. It's really good. And it's not the monster bag that, you know, where you gain 5 pounds from eating it. Yeah, it's really good. It doesn't sound like it would be, but I just bought a box for the hell of it, and I really like it. Yeah. It's got lime flavoring with salt. Really good. Yeah, I like trying different things like that. Trazodone. Yeah, I took trazodone. Yeah, worked really well. I was able to cut that out of my regime. I take Lamictal and Remeron now. Trazodone, you know what happened? They made a mistake in my records when I got transferred from Traverse City to Kinchlow in the UP. I was on 600 milligrams of trazodone, my mistake. And after the fourth day, when I'm talking to the psychiatrist, I said, I thought I was sleeping a lot better, but it felt like somebody injected Novocaine in the top of my brain. And he looked at the amount I was on and about fell off his chair. Hey, Shabia, I think it'd be a good time. Well, let's just get crazy for one night. Just off the charts nuts. Yeah, no kidding, Troy. That's exactly what it felt like. I'm hearing the Doors playing and no music's even on within 100 yards. 600 milligrams of trazodone. It felt like somebody injected my brain with Novocaine. I was on trazodone for about a year. I thought it was good, but I eventually got off it. Try, do you have a problem sleeping, Sherry? You know, I'm not sure, Sherry. Sherry, are you just depressed or is it up and down? Remeron will increase your appetite. But if you're aware of it, you can control that. Yeah, that can do it, Barb. Sounds good to me, Shaniqua. I'll come over there to Grand Rapids. We'll read the Bible for 3 days straight. We're in Grand Rapids. That won't be a problem. Yeah, Aussie, that's great if you can get away with it. But let me tell you, if you got my problem, there isn't any touchy-feely stuff that's going to bring you out of it. Yeah, mine too, Sherry. Same thing. But I think you should. I think you should try some other alternatives. If it's depression all the time, Sherry, does that affect your sleep? Yeah, Shaniqua, let's do that. All right, Siska, try and get a good night's sleep. All right, Shaniqua, way to go. You got anything good? Sherry, I promise you, get some Lamictal and some Remeron, real low doses. It's cheap too. You can get a whole goddamn bathtub full for 30 bucks. Get some Lamictal and some Remeron, and you will sleep like a baby. Real light doses. I swear to God, you will. You'll feel like $1 million. I'm still depressed, but I feel a lot better because I sleep great. And it works right away, Sherry. It's none of this 6 to 8 week bullshit. Yeah, mirtazapine. Mirtazapine or Remeron. Look it up. Good night, Living Life. Yeah, get some. It's good. These are little bags too. Shaniqua, do you have a sleeping problem? Yeah, you got to get a prescription for it. But it's such a pussy prescription that even a general practitioner will write it. It's not like Thorazine or Norco or any of that shit. I mean, it's a harmless drug, but man, does it help. Cinderella, did sort of Remeron not work for you? You know, the dosage is super important. Nah, you wake up. If you were scared you weren't going to wake up, you were taking too much. Ah, Shaniqua, you got to get this shit. Remeron and Lamictal. You'll sleep like a baby. I'm not shitting you. And it doesn't affect your REM. It's not like a benzodiazepine sleep where you're on, basically a tranquilizer. Not me either, Shaniqua. If you can get your sleep under control, it's some legitimate, positive improvements for your life. All right, Cinderella. You're going to have to get a doctor to prescribe it to you, but just a general family practitioner. You want to come up with a story on a friend of yours that, suffers from exactly the same symptoms you do, and you'd like to give it a try. Because if you just pull it out of your ass and they try to, bullshit them on it, they're going to wonder why you want it. It's not an addictive, it's not a class 1 narcotic. So if a doctor doesn't want to give that to you, then go to another doctor because it's a bullshit drug. It's helped better than anything I ever took. Oh, Michelle, you sleep like a damn baby on this stuff. You know what I like about it? If you're depressed, you could lay in bed all night and get bullshit sleep. You take these babies, man. You're out 10 minutes later and you'll have kick-ass dreams on top of it. I'm not kidding you. Yeah. Remeron and Lamictal. Lamictal is also called lamotrigine. Remeron is called mirtazapine. Yep, Shaniqua. Yeah, stare at the ceiling. You won't be staring at the ceiling on these 2 drugs. You'll have a nice, healthy sleep with no side effects. All right, Cinderella. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Yeah, Seroquel's bullshit compared to the 2 I just told you about. It's not addictive either. There's no downside to it. Yeah, Shaniqua. You will love this stuff. It's not addictive, no real side effects. Plus, you can take such a low dose. Well, here's the thing, Sherry. Your pain threshold goes way, way down when you're depressed. This is a known fact. No, lack of sleep will drive you nuts. That's what they used during the wartime to torture people, sleep deprivation. They begged the enemy to shoot them. Yeah, Julianne, I think it's been around forever. There are a lot of good studies. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not kidding you, Sherry. I think it's really helped you. You too, Shaniqua. Hey, believe me, I've tried all that stuff. Yeah, but Barb, I don't know what medication they be talking about. If you're depressed, and particularly if you have lack of sleep, your pain threshold really dives. Everything will ache. Your joints. Let me tell you one of the first signs of poor sleep, and this is crazier than hell. And this is documented. There are studies that back it up. I can get some and prove it to you if you want me to. The first thing you'll notice when you're getting improper sleep, which means deep REM sleep, REM sleep, is your joints will ache. Your shoulders particularly will ache. That's the first telltale sign of shitty sleep. Sherry, get this stuff. I'm telling you. Seriously, if they give you some bullshit, some crap over it, let me know. I'll get you some. No, I'm the same way, Aussie. That restless leg syndrome, too, that's connected to it as well. Julianne, you talking about cortisol levels? That's it, Shaniqua. Achy joints. That shitty sleep. Hey, Sherry, she give you some bullshit over this. You should make it, you stand a chance of calling her and tell her, hey, look, could I go on a low dose? Those are the magic words when you're calling a doctor and you're suggesting something and it's not them. It's like, would you mind prescribing me a low dose of mirtazapine and Lamictal for sleep? Say, I know this lunatic up in West Branch, Michigan, and he sleeps like a baby. And then he names his pillows. He cuddles up to his pillows. He's got different names for them. And he says that he sleeps like a baby. I'd like to try some. What you want to do is you want to paint a fictitious friend with exactly the same thing you have and what it did for them. Or you're just going to be jumping through mountains of bullshit. I'm kidding, sure. This shit works, you guys. Hey, I tell you like it is, man. I got no secondary gain here. There's no motive for me to bullshit people. It took me 35 goddamn years to find something that worked that well. I'm not kidding you. It's Lamotrigine. Here, I'll spell it for you, okay? I'll give you the... and I don't even take a therapeutic level of either one that helps me. Now, these are the same medications, so just so you have both names in case your doctor's a dumbass. That's the first one, Lamotrigine, Lamictal. Second one is Remeron. Oops. Yeah, those two. Now, if you look up dosages, I only take about 25 milligrams of Lamotrigine, which they say isn't therapeutic, and I take 3.5 milligrams of Remeron. And it works like a charm. And as I said, it's cheap. Yeah, Barb, this stuff works, man. I guarantee you. Oh, no kidding, Aussie. You know, when I was up in Alaska, I ran into people that didn't see anybody for 2 and 3 years at a time. No kidding. Now, Lamotrigine is an off-label seizure medication, and they don't know why it works. I don't give a shit why it works, but it does. No side effects. Now, Remeron will increase your appetite, but not at that low dose. If you're taking a high dose of Remeron, you'll want to eat the damn kitchen counter. But on low doses like that, not at all. You feel like $1 million. This would be a positive step forward for you. I think it will. Sure, I think it'd help you a lot. Really would. You too, Julianne. Get that stuff. It's everywhere. It's been around forever. They're old drugs. Look them up on Google. Ambien, bullshit. Ambien sucks. It affects your REM sleep too. Ambien is a drug used for people that aren't depressed. So if you're depressed, it's not going to help you. And you'll do, you know, there's some people that have got out of murdering their spouse that were on Ambien. Julianne, you won't suffer from insomnia anymore if you get these medications I told you to. You know, you'll have headaches if you get crappy sleep. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Ambien sucks. Really does. Yeah, Flexeril is an old drug. That's for pain. Sherry, you might need to get rid of that quack. Oh, good. People probably immediately got better. Yeah, you got to watch these new ones. Where's Shaniqua? Is she out there popping corn? Oh, Barb, it'll help so much. I guarantee you 100%. That's it, Shaniqua. Say no to quacks. Sherry gets it from all directions. Sherry, I'll meet you down at the Gandhi Dancer for lunch, and we'll throw a couple bottles of wine through the plate glass windows and see if that helps. Pine Rest. Isn't that some psychiatric place? Retreat or something? Oh, yeah, I believe it, RT. I can tell you all about that. You know, I'm all for like helping people like to exhaust every option. I'm not saying it's going to help. I hope it does. I don't like hearing these sappy bullshit stories either. Like if it saves one life and all this shit, I am like the wrong guy to tell that to. Yeah, that's kind of happening over here, Julianne. If you're on an opioid of any kind, good luck finding a doctor. Yeah, RT, that really sucks. You know, all you can do is exhaust every option. What the hell is that Pine Rest, Shaniqua? What is that? Boy Scout camp? Psychiatric place? That's it, Michelle. Bingo. Okay, yeah. I don't think I heard of it. It sounds like a psychiatric place. Let me tell you, those places are expensive. The nice thing about a psychiatric place is they can titrate your medications. And if you had to, let's say you spend two weeks in a rubber room, that's 3 years going to doctor's appointments and seeing what bullshit works over 2-month periods. You can titrate your medication in a psychiatric hospital. You can get 3 years worth of doctor's appointments done in 2 weeks, and that's huge. Julianne's in Canada, Niagara Falls. Yeah, I'm not going back to any psychiatric places. 2 of them are enough. I think I'm getting a little old to be coloring elephants and pelicans in a coloring book during recreational therapy. Yeah, you know, brain shock therapy is a last resort. They don't know why it works, but it does. Probably works because it destroys about 10% of your brain. I'm not kidding you, Sherry. Yeah, psychiatric hospital. I would say it was a good experience, the second one. But you're in there with a bunch of kooks. If I was in there with people like you, I could deal with that. We could talk about depression, what worked for you, what worked for, you, blah, blah, blah. But man, I was in there with some people, there's no way in hell they were getting better. You'd say hello to them in the morning and they'd ask you what you asked them that for. Why did you ask me that? All day long. That's just one example. Yeah, well, you need to get rid of that doctor then. Stupid old Russian. Those Russians, she can't help it. There's a genetic component. You know, over in Russia, they think they look forward to HIV positive people dying because their ignorant, stupid asses thought they shouldn't have caught it to begin with. It doesn't get any dumber than that. Oh, Ipsy State, yeah. Wow. Sure. Man, sure. Hey, Piggin. Yeah, you're right, Piggin. That's what I say. There's like a million variations. There's people on here that talk about that CBD. Well, I'm just like not a marijuana guy. Oh, wow, Sharon. Oh, no 2HC? All right, maybe I would try it then. I don't know, man. As much reading as I do, I'm convinced, and I could be wrong. I want a damn pharmaceutical to help me. I really do. I don't need to be reborn in a bathtub or hugged by the Cookie Monster or have a girlfriend or a pet or all that other bullshit. I need a medication to straighten this biochemical imbalance out. Yeah, Pigman, there's an argument for that, yeah. Yeah, Shaniqua. I'm going to get you on the fast track to getting better. I'm going to get you a baby bunny around Easter, and you can just pet it until it gets big. I mean, this is the kind of crap some of these crazies think are going to help somebody that's severely depressed. I'm not shitting you. Yeah, I can't stand the smell of marijuana. Barb, take that Remeron, not Lamictal. You'll sleep like a damn newborn baby. Yeah, you and Shaniqua would get along great. Sure, what the hell are you talking about when the weather gets better? It's already spring. What are you waiting for? Yeah, that's right, Ozzy. Sure, are you feeling better talking on this chat board? Yeah, depression will do that to you. Sure, if you were going to grade your depression right now, where and 10 was the worst, where would you say you're at? Where would you say you're at if 10's the worst? And how about you, Shaniqua? I want you guys, everybody that's on here that suffers from depression, I want you to give me your grade for depression. No kidding, Sherry, that bad. Wow. See, that speaks volumes. It's hard to figure out just in a chat like this. Wow. How about you, Shaniqua? Where are you at on a scale of 10? 7 or 8? Okay. That's what I'm saying, about a 7. 7. Now, how about this, you guys? What would you say the highest level you've ever been is? 5. That's pretty good, Julianne. Oh, Michelle, 3. Wow. Now, what would you guys say would be the highest level on a scale of 10? Yeah, I've been a 10 before. Yeah, that's for sure. Sherry, you think you've ever been a 10? Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, no kidding. Wow, look at Shaniqua. Wow. Jeez, wow. Feel better already. Tejas 6. Starting to get disappointed. Oh, come on, Julie, man. 11. Hell, I'm feeling like one of the ladies. I'm the only guy in here just as depressed as most of the women. The hell's going on here? All right, Aussie, 1968. Take care. Thank you. Okay, Pigman, thanks. Oh, okay, I feel better, Sherry. Yeah, if they put lime in the other popcorn, I'll buy that first. Yes, Shaniqua, you and Sherry, you guys could meet in Lansing and be halfway. Oh yeah, I've always been like a hothead. I'll meet you over there in Lansing. We get in trouble. I'll wear my Bigfoot costume and just sit down like I'm in a regular outfit. Okay, Aussie. Have a good night. We're gonna go to bed. Don't you worry. We're gonna go to bed, honey. It's true, Julie, isn't it? Yeah, that was the thing I think that ran hand in hand with my depression. I was always looking for like exciting stuff, skydiving, motorcycles, flying airplanes, spur of the moment stuff. Hey girl, what are you doing, honey? Oh yeah, Daisy. Daisy said it's getting bedtime. I got a professionally made Bigfoot suit. I run across the expressway about once a year. No shit. That's my Bigfoot right here, Daisy. Yeah, there's my Bigfoot Daisy. Yeah, that's a good girl. Wow. It works too. They call the cops. It's in the newspaper. Bunch of idiots. If you look at my YouTube channel, I have myself in that Bigfoot suit. I do. I have like 15 videos of it on my other channel. Just type in there West Branch. Type in West Branch Bigfoot. I bet it'll come up in Google, and it'll lead you right to the YouTube link. Daisy looks like a Bigfoot. Yeah, cause she a good girl. Yeah, that's a good girl. Yeah, that's a good, easy girl. Yeah, that's a good girl. Good girl. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a real good girl. No kidding. Yeah, look up West Branch, Michigan Bigfoot. It'll probably come up on Google, and then it'll say chosen one. Then you can just click on the video. Yeah, Diane, I can understand that, when you're young, but if somebody took my wife when I was older, I'd give them a big hug. Oh wow, Michelle, yeah, I bet that's true. Now, Michelle, I think isn't like you're a different name, but you use Michelle Church. Isn't there something like that in this? Yeah, did you find the video, Sherry? Did you find it? Maybe I can get a link for you. Hang on one sec here. I'll find it for you. Hold on one sec. Here's one of them. This is one of them, but I got a bunch of them on there. This is for every stupid sucker that believed in it. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. It was something like that, yeah. Oh, okay, I knew it was something like that, Michelle. Yeah. Yeah, I got a bunch of them on. These people are they're such suckers. You know, that's in the daylight. It's really easy to tell. But in the night, it works like a charm. I got a bunch of them on here. I'm looking for one. You know, the Animal Planet was up here for a month looking for that stupid thing. I mean, I might be depressed, but I certainly don't believe in this kind of crazy shit. Oh, here's another one. Oh, you couldn't get it to open? Yeah, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's weird. Yeah, Daisy's sitting down here trying to get me to go to bed. Now, what do you say up there? You know, sometimes you miss things when you're looking down or something. What did Pigman say? Did I miss something? Yeah, it's stupid, really, but these people buy into that stuff. Yep, she's sleeping. Yep. What did Pigman say, Superwoman? What did he say? I didn't catch anything that I didn't think I answered. Oh, I didn't see where he said that. Why did I miss that? I did catch part of that, but I thought he was just having moderate depression and it was like no big deal. And he was checking in. Maybe I misread it. Huh. He's not going to take away from the conversation. Tell him to come back here. Pigman, if you're out there, Don't worry about it. It's nothing. That's the least of our problems. Hey, Clint, how you doing? Oh, sorry about that, Superwoman. I guess I didn't read it all the way through. Oh, no, that Bigfoot stuff's crazy up here. Every wacko in the world thinks that thing is alive and living here. And there's got to be something wrong with you to believe in Bigfoot. No dogs ever catch him. None of the thousands of deer hunters ever shoot one or get one. All the film is fuzzy and blurry. Yeah, Cymbalta works for some people. I tried that a long time ago. It didn't do anything. Yeah, same thing, Michelle. It's all bullshit. Yeah, try something else then. Hello, hello. You couldn't find it? If you type in YouTube, just put in Bigfoot Ogama County, Ogemaw County, and then scroll down. You'll find them. I don't know why that link doesn't work. Or if you go to the search bar in my videos, just put Bigfoot, they'll come up. Just go into my search bar for all my videos, put Bigfoot. It's stupid, really, but these clowns really believe it. I've had the cops called on me, all sorts of shit. People believe what they want to believe. Yeah, I mean, these people are pathetic. Bigfoot shit. I think I'd rather be chronically depressed than believe in that goddamn thing at 50 years old. Yeah, it's just so ridiculous, man. You gotta have a screw loose. It seems like it, Michelle. That seems like something you'd have to be on drugs to believe in. I think I'm going to keep this site, you know. Yeah, Lyrica, been around a while. Give it a try. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. You know, you never know. Might peter out, may get better. I mean, I don't care about subscribers or views or any of that bullshit. So, you know, if there's an interest, it doesn't matter how many people. Let's keep it going. Oh, yes. This Sasquatch thing's worldwide. That stupid Animal Planet was up here for a month. Yeah, that's good. That's right, RT. You mean the Bigfoot sightings, Michelle? I usually run across right after the exit 212 rest stop. It's right before the exit. That way, they can't turn around. They can't stop in time to go to the rest stop. And there's a trail. If you look on the West Branch 212 rest stop, look at the back of the lot. You'll see a trail that goes up to Raw Road. That's where the cleaning guy goes in, so he doesn't need to drive all the way around. I cut up through that trail, so even if a guy had a shotgun, he thought he was going to shoot me, by the time he stops, he's not going to have the faintest idea where I'm at. So I'm always very conscious of getting shot. And plus, it allows them to get off at the exit, and then they call the cops or whatever. It's fun. Stupid suckers. Yeah, I think it is too. I have a good time doing it. Yeah, I'm videotaping. My buddy videotaped one where I was screwing around with people at the rest stop. You ought to see these people slam on their brakes and then back up real fast They get a flashlight out. Stupid suckers. The way I set it up, there's no way in hell they're ever going to catch me. Yeah, I hope you feel better. Hello, hello. Oh, yeah, they supposedly see this all the time. It's fun, sure. It's fun to see how these idiots take it so seriously. They try to, but I always really hide behind the trees and stuff. I don't want them getting a good shot of it. So they look like they're just as full of shit as everybody else. I probably got 10 videos up of that. Something like that. You should be able to copy and paste that link, even though if you can't click on it. I think YouTube might block my Bigfoots out because they want to keep it going. And mine just dispels the myth. I'm looking for another one. Yeah, I can't find the damn things. Good night, RT. See you, Sherry. All right, Julianne. Great having you around. Thank you. Good night, Julianne. Yeah, coffee will keep you up, Siska. Yeah, we're just talking about depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I only drink it in the morning. Yeah, 2 years ago this June, Clint. Yep, 2 years ago this June. About hour and a half. Hour and a half down there. Yep. Yeah, I know, Shanique. About an hour and a half, maybe. Not that bad. Maybe a little less than that, but I'd say that's about right. How long did it take you to get there, Shaniqua? All right, Superwoman. Yeah, thanks for being around. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. No, Shybel, you didn't miss it. I mean, you missed some of it, but you didn't miss that much. Yeah, Michelle, if you got better sleep, you wouldn't need those. You wouldn't need that. No, I had a buddy of mine drink a pot of coffee before he'd go to bed. Shaniqua, do you go down there to Mount Pleasant or something? Yeah, I'm the same way, Shybel. Yeah, I was answering you. Yep, I answered you. Yep. Yeah, yep. Yeah, it's about an hour and 20 minutes, I'd say. Yeah, she gets up to the bed. Yeah, I put a box down there so it's not as much of a jump. She can make it, but I just thought I'd make it easier for her. Yeah, Daisy's a good dog. Yeah, it's probably the best gambling in the state. Yeah, I get it, Diane. Yeah, you're right, Clint. You got it. Well, I think I'm gonna go to bed, you guys. I'll leave this on, so you guys are welcome to keep chatting. I'll turn it off when I get up in the morning. All right, you guys. Good night. Have a good night. I'll leave it on. Talk to you tomorrow. Oh, okay, Shaneko. Okay. I'm gonna take my Remeron Lamictal. Sleep like a baby. Good night, you guys. You ready to go beddy, Daisy? You ready to go baby, huh? Betty? Ready to go Betty? Good night, Barb.